Beale Street to talk, I'd like to address three things in my thumbnail. The first is from the lyric of the song, that's Life, the American airline lyric, and the recent news. I'll let you draw your own conclusions and synchronicities. It's on page 54. I'll start paraphrasing it. We were walking down 6th Avenue and Bleecker Street. Tish Rivers is the narrator, young woman. There's young people out, there's blacks, there's whites, and who else? There's cops, and Bonnie held his head a little higher, and his grip tightened on my hand. There were lots of kids on the sidewalk before the crowded coffee shop. A jukebox was playing Aretha's That's Life. It was strange. Everyone was in the streets, moving and talking like people do everywhere, and yet none of it seemed to be friendly. There was something hard and frightening about it, the way that something which looks real but isn't continued screaming, "How do you mind?" A lesser writer would have said it was 1967 in Greenwich Village, New York City, NYC, and shit was going down. And James Baldwin, American genius. I'm late to my praise of James Baldwin, but I know a literary genius when I read one. There are people like, I don't use genius lightly, but like Dante, Shakespeare, Joyce, Faulkner, people who use universal, mythological, biblical symbols, like archetypes. Some, did I say Faulkner in that group before? I hope. I love the story. They have like an antenna to the archangels, not only archetypes, but they get these truths that are to you, and black, Irish, Catholic. Shakespeare plays very well in Tokyo. I love stories of Faulkner on his porch at night, or Bill's been out there now drinking bourbon every night for going on. He's listening to ghosts. That type of shit. James Baldwin, the American genius. I'm on to another country already, and I'm going to read Don Giovanni's Room. But first, if Beale Street could talk. That's Life. The song was composed in 1963. Very good year for me. Frank Sinatra had a hit with it in 1967. And then Aretha had her hit in 1968. And James Brown followed that. I got a call from Stevie. He said, "Rhea, I got a song for you." I said, "I'll take it." He said, "Send somebody down to get it." And it's a I talk about geniuses later in the video, and I have two questions for literary geniuses. Is it all effort, or is it memorized? Is it blood, sweat, and tears? Is it minute details, thinking and suffering and over this minutia? Like a woodwright, like someone, a playwright, or is it like falling off a log? We have two families. We have the Rivers and the Hunts. Bonnie's family, Tish's family, they have a twin flame relationship. They grew up together. Their families know each other. Now early on, their families don't get along. Specifically, Mrs. Hunt, Bonnie's mother. And there's some real talk. There's some butts thrown out, some cunts tossed around. The women get at it. And we realize Mrs. Hunt, Bonnie's mother, is. They have sex, and Bonnie gets Tish pregnant, and they're happy and excited about it. And they want the dream and all that. They want to get married, and then Bonnie gets busted. He gets arrested for rape, falsely accused. But so we have the twin flame relationship going on, which I can relate to. We have the police and the incarceration situation. We have the tough love of the family, and then the other support of the family. Tish Rivers' point of view, she mentions the experience of loving someone and having to see them behind glass to communicate. That brings up the questions of freedom. It's like water to some people, and to others it's like water too. They don't notice it until it's gone. So that's like that's the plot of the book. Now, details of the book. For example, Frankie is a sculptor, and to me, that's like a universal symbol again. He could have been a painter, a writer, a poet, He had to be an artist. He prefers to be called an artisan because he hates the word artist. Build us a table big where our families can eat for years. Sculptor builds a table, painter paints a table, writer writes. We have this struggle, this fight, this conflict of Bonnie and Trish apart, and the baby's coming, and the false accusation, the cop, the white man, meaning the legal justice system of the late 1960s. Shannon Rivers, Tish's mother, when she goes to Puerto Rico and tracks down. Okay, enough. I wanted to talk about or give an example of what I mean by Shakespearean. On page 122, the two fathers of the families, Frank and Joseph. And page 22 is damn near the end of the novel. It's only 196 pages, and they come together in a bar. Joseph has a certain advantage over Frank, and there's a split here and there's a change in the narrative, isn't there? Joseph has a certain advantage over Frank, though it is only now that he begins to realize, or rather suspect it, and that he has no sons. He has always wanted a son. This fact cost Ernest. Okay, I'm not going to regret. Suffice to say, I'm a Baldwin fanatic. If I haven't mentioned, I'm on to another country already. Here's another sign of genius. He ends the book. I haven't talked about Baldwin's use of time, how he contracts time. There's so much to talk about with Baldwin, and I'm just glad to. Baldwin likes to end his novels with a day and a date. For example, here's Columbus Day, October 12, 1973, St. Paul, Devents. And another country is Istanbul, December 10th, 1961. Yeah, it's like, where have I... What? Yeah, another genius does that too. It's like Ulysses. You know, he says, excuse me for the upside down, but... he dates his stuff. And this is just commentary that's upside down about, I don't know, Richard Elman. Yeah, there's yeah. Curious, ain't it? Indulge me, please. Yeah, here's End of Finnegan's Wake. You know, it's a continuous sentence. Along the river run, along the... I'm going to focus or zoom in. Yeah. Long-awaited opinions of Mr. James Baldwin. I feel good because I like being where I'm at when I discover a rich writer like this. Thanks for your indulgence. Thanks for your time, and thanks for your consideration.